Hi, I'm Mr. Gonzalez, and Earth Day is coming up, so I figured it'd be a good idea to draw and paint some flowers. These are some of my favorite flowers. They're called marigolds. There are a couple of bees collecting pollen on this yellow flower. I like the delicate shape of the petals on these roses. These flowers have white petals, and there's so many of them. Check out the shape and colors of this flower. I hope you enjoyed looking at some of those flowers with me. Now let's look at some paintings of flowers by some artists. This is a painting of some sunflowers in a vase by Vincent van Gogh. Juliet Aristides painted these flowers, and I love how warm they feel. I love how she painted these in a simple can. I think they're lovely. And I wanted to share this painting that I did of some figs, white roses, and granados with you. This is an example of what we will draw and paint today. This is another example, and you can see I got a little creative with some square leaves and spiky flowers. Before we start our project, drawing and painting some flowers, let's practice drawing some of the shapes we'll use. Remember, we're just using basic shapes. So here's a line. That could be a stem of a flower. Draw some lines. You can draw wavy lines. So I sped up the video to just practice some of the shapes and lines that I'll be drawing. And even if it's not Earth Day today, that's okay. You can celebrate the Earth any day. All right, back to the lesson. All right, now that you're all warmed up, let's draw some flowers. You can see I turned my paper vertically instead of horizontal. That's because I want to draw my flowers really tall. All right, so I'm gonna plan them so that my flower shapes are up here and that the stems are going down this way to the bottom of the page. Okay, so why don't you plan it out something similar to that? And you can see I drew very, very lightly. Now I'm going to draw my first flower. All right, I'm doing kind of a cloudy little spiral, and then I'm going to draw some flower petals all the way around. It's not a race. Take your time. It doesn't have to be perfect, you just have to do your best, okay? Better beautiful than perfect. In between these, I'm putting another little petal, and that'll just make it look like there's a lot of petals on this flower. I like that. Now the stem is going to be kind of a curvy line. And I might draw a leaf here. Remember, it's that heart shape we practiced. All right. I like that. I might even do another leaf. Cool. Now I'm going to draw a rose up here. This is just a little reminder to give yourself some time to draw and paint by pausing the video every now and then. All right, back to the lesson. Let's see. Some roses have like a flowery inside, and I do that with kind of a wonky spiral. And then I'll draw the outside petal. Maybe another outside petal. I'm just drawing a flowery shape. Just imagining it. You can look at a rose and draw a rose from a photo if you want, but I think that one is fine for me. Let's see, roses have some thorns, so this one's gonna have a few thorns. And their leaves have like a little jagged edge all the way around sometimes. I sped this part up to save some time. You can see I'm drawing some leaves and some sprigs of little tiny flowers. And maybe there's a flower behind this guy, or maybe on top. Yeah, on top. So I'm gonna draw another flower. Let's see, what kind of flower should I draw? Maybe a tulip? Like a flower that's still in a bulb shape, like it hasn't opened yet. And maybe this flower, I don't know, it's like, oh, maybe this flower is like the flowers in Mario Brothers where they have teeth on the inside. Careful, this flower might eat some bugs. And its leaves are little triangle leaves. Okay, cool. And maybe there's some more of this stuff over here. All right. Nice, I like my little bouquet, my flowers. I'm also going to add maybe a butterfly here, landing. So that's the body of the butterfly, some of the legs. Butterflies have a proboscis right there, a little head, big wing, little wing, and some cool designs. I like that. The other wing. Yeah. All right. I like that very much. What do you guys think? All right, now it's time to color or paint, your choice. You can use crayons, you can use colored pencils, you could use markers, you can use watercolors, or you can use all of them. So I'm gonna show you how to use watercolors first, because watercolors can be difficult for some beginners. All right, so we have a brush and my cup of water right here. When you dip your brush in the water, you're going to wipe it off on the edge of that cup. Very carefully. You don't want to tip it over, you know, by wiping too hard. Just tap it on the edge. All right, and I usually start with the lighter color first. In this case, that's yellow. Yellow is the lightest color in this palette. So you wet it, and it's picking up, let the little hairs on the brush pick up some of that color. The biggest mistake beginners do is they use too much water. So try not to use too much water. If it's dripping, it's too much. All right, so now when I paint, I carefully use the brush. I don't press really hard. If you press really hard, that's not having very good control. Nice, I like that. Now, before I get another color, I gotta wash it off. So you tap it in the water, wipe it off, and you can even wipe off some of the extra yellow there. Let's say, what color do I want now? Let's say I want blue. So I'm going to dip it in the water, wipe off a little bit, and pick up some blue color. Nice. So this is a blue petal right here. Cool. And maybe all of these petals are blue. And you'll see I'm gonna paint as much as I can, but then I'm gonna run out of blue. It's gonna get thinner and thinner. You see how it's getting lighter? It means I need to get more blue. So you dip it in the water, wipe off a little extra, and pick up some blue. There we go. Yeah, if you use too much water, it gets messy. But there's some times where you can use a lot of water. But for right now, let's keep it to just enough. Yeah, I like this blue flower. Cool. All right, now the stem I want green, so I wash off my brush, tap it on the napkin. I dip it, I wipe, and I get some green. I'm speeding up the video again while I paint some of the leaves. Going to paint this guy like it has red lips. And maybe green, but instead of just regular green, I'm gonna mix some colors in here, and I'll show you what I mean. Oops, that's a lot of water. I forgot to wipe it off. And that's okay. All right, orange. See how I blended those colors? I like that. And maybe the stem is brown on this guy. Orange. When you use a marker, remember, you gotta remember where you put the cap because you wanna put it back on the marker so it doesn't dry out. Have fun. And I'm not pounding the marker because that'll mess up the point. You wanna keep that point, so I'm being gentle. Oh, look at that, fits on the end. Have you done this before where you outline it with marker and then you color the inside with a colored pencil or a crayon? That can look fun. It can look really nice. So we outlined it with a marker. And now I'm going to color it in with the crayon. Maybe if you haven't tried coloring in one direction like this, try it. And I'm using my wrist, I'm not just using my fingers. Don't press too hard. If you press really hard, your hand is gonna get tired. Take your time. See, it's all that color. Now I'm gonna get blue, and I'm just going to color a little bit of the edges. All right, what other things have I not used? I haven't used colored pencils yet. Put these back in the box. You wanna take care of your tools, and in this case, our tools are our colored pencils, crayons, markers, watercolors. Look at that, brand new colored pencils. Purple. This one is actually violet purple. You know, Earth Day is a nice time to really look at nature and be amazed by all the cool things Mother Nature does. We gotta take care of the planet because it's the home to everything, not just us. And as an artist, one of the things I like to do is go outside and paint and draw the things outside, whether it's an animal or a pretty landscape or a flower. All right, we're almost done here, so I hope you've been enjoying this as much as I have. Growing up, I was lucky enough to plant a few flowers and even some trees. And now those trees are huge. They're really tall. The best time to plant a tree is 10 years ago. I hope you guys get to plant something, whether it's a little bean sprout or a flower or a tree. I hope you all recycle and try and do what you can to help out Mother Nature and celebrate Earth Day. All right, look at that. We've drawn our flowers. Even if today wasn't Earth Day, I think you should celebrate the Earth every day. And I hope you had fun painting and drawing these flowers with me. Bye.